Hello and how are you doing? My name is Maurice King. This is Mo Reads Anything, and today is a special version of Mo Reads Anything because today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to those to whom it applies. And today I'm getting to read a poem that I've always loved, If by Rudyard Kipling. I used to read this poem to my son Maurice when he was a small child. He'd be asleep on my shoulders and I'd be reading it to him as he was falling asleep. I read it with the hopes that Maurice would become an honorable man. And these were some of the virtues that we count as honorable among my family. And you'll see them when I get to read the poem. First things first, let's get into the history. Rudyard Kipling was born in 1865 in Bombay, India. A lot of the stuff that he wrote was based around the fact that he was from India. His works included things that we all know. Jungle Book, for instance. It was made into a movie, I believe, 3 times. And one of my favorite stories out of Jungle Book was Rikki Tikki Tavi, which I've always loved that short story. He also wrote books specifically for small children, called Just So Stories for Small Children. I believe I told the children the story of how the elephant got its trunk the other day at the daycare. Captain Courageous was also made into a movie. And Rewards and Fairies is the book that If comes from. If was written around 1895, published in Rewards and Fairies in 1910, written in tribute to a soldier in the British Army fighting in the Boer War, Leander Starr Jameson. But it was written as a form of advice from a father to a son, in this case from Kipling to his yet unborn son John. Kipling was so prolific he would be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. He would be the first English language author to win the award. He's also the youngest ever recipient at age 41. He would write until his death in 1936 in London, mere days after his 70th birthday. Like I said, I read this poem to Maurice as he was sleeping on my shoulder as a baby. And even though it's written from a father to a son, this is actually from a father to any of our children, because these are the things that we hope that you can get into. This is If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. Or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make a heap of all your winnings and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and soul and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone and hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth, and everything that is in it, and, which is more, You'll be a man, my son. If. Rudyard Kipling, 1895. Now you see what I mean? A lot of the virtues that were in that poem 100 some odd years ago are well needed today. I hope you enjoyed the read. If you did, hit that like button down below and hit the subscribe button and the bell to know when I'm going to be posting another one of these. My name is Maurice King. This has been Mo Reads Anything. To those whom it applies to, Happy Father's Day everywhere. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the read. Thank you so much for listening.